So it's going to be a hot and humid day, so I thought I'd do a bit of brush cutting. This area behind me is the area I first cut when I got this when it was brand new. It was all brambles and it was up to this kind of height. In fact, you can see some of the dead brambles in this tree here. So I need to come in and do a second cut on it. I've left it a bit late really, but what's happened is it's covered in cleavers or goosegrass, this stuff. That's a bad example. It's all covered in brambles, covered in this stuff, which is kind of sticks to you for demonstration purposes. It just kind of, and it wraps around the head of the strimmer, so it's going to be a bit of a nasty one, I think. But I've got the my Husqvarna 545, which is 45cc brush cutter, and this is the Oregon mulching blade, which is really good for brambles. So I'll just pop this down and get you off the tripod and just show you the area I'm cutting, and then we'll get to work. So the area we're cutting is up to that pile of brambles there, so we're leaving that, and you can see there's already blackberries on that. So it's kind of from where my finger is to over there somewhere, and all the way back to, there's a little hedge over there, you probably can't see it. And this is what we've got. This is all new growth, so this is all what's grown back since I cut it in the winter. And like I just said, it's covered in cleavers, which is kind of quite nasty stuff. So here's the bit I've left, and that's probably about 9 foot high. It's highest point up there. It grows up a bit, and so where it's low down is where the new growth has come. There's quite a lot of thistles in there as well. Yeah, I'm going to try and get through the whole lot today, this hole all the way up to the hedge over there and down to there. So hopefully the cleavers, this stuff won't slow me down too much, but I've tried cutting this stuff before and you get bunches of it just wrapping around the head of the strimmer, and it gets quite hard work. So anyway, let's see how we get on. Okay, surveying progress so far. It's going really well. I'm getting absolutely eaten to bits by horseflies. If you see me sort of randomly stopping and swatting at myself, that's why. But the sort of slowly reclaiming our field back from the brambles. So this, as I mentioned, this is the second cut of the year, so it's middle of the summer now. This was first cut in the winter and the brambles were up above my head then. And that was, as I also mentioned, the first video I did with that brush cutter when I got that new. So yeah, it's all going well. Yeah, this blade is just awesome. There's a free sort of blade version of this, which I wouldn't mind trying, but this does work so well that I'm kind of thinking, I can't imagine the 3-blade one works any better than that. But you can see why it's called a mulcher. Just mulches everything into bits, and obviously I can go over this more and cut up chunks like that even more, but I don't really need to, that's fine. But yeah, here's where we've got to. Really happy with this so far. Probably only take another maybe an hour to get to, so that line there is where we're going to eventually. And come back here. This is what we've done so far. All the way back to, so this is where I started this morning, just here. Yeah, I reckon that's probably taken about an hour maybe. And this is this kind of hedge here, blackberry hedges, we've left that deliberately. It's good for wildlife, it's good for blackberries. We had to come and pick them now because never used to be able to get in here before. So this hedge runs all the way along there, the top of this field. So I'll take you around to where we're actually cutting to. So this is what we've got left to cut. Hopefully I'm not pointing you in the sun. No, that's good. So that's a cherry tree there. These are little oak trees I've had to avoid. These oak trees here were actually completely, I didn't even know they were there when I first cut this. They were just covered in brambles. The brambles were growing up over the top of them. So we're going, the rest, what we have to do now is from there all the way another cherry tree in there up to this little hedge here. So we planted this hedge. There's a rowan tree there. There's tons of brambles growing up through the hedge. I'm going to come up to about here today. That's the plan anyway. So that's what is left to do. That's the splitter shelter over there. I do my log splitting. Yeah, so the brambles aren't quite so bad at this end. I mean, they're still like 5 or 6 feet growth on them since when they were first cut. So the technique that I think works best is just to stay back from the, don't take too large a bite each time, so just stay on the edge, just keep going up and down. That breaks everything up into this sort of mulchy material down here, and then do a couple of sweeps from side to side just to cut the little stumps and the sort of bits that are sticking up, and just kind of stay right on the edge, and you don't need to worry about brambles or cleavers or whatever it is kind of wrapping around the head of the strimmer. So I think that's the best technique. I'm still kind of learning the best technique and the kind of best sort of pattern to go in, but kind of getting there. So let's carry on. Okay, the destruction is complete. I've got to say, it's kind of addictive using that brush cutter. Even on a hot day, it's hard to stop to keep going. So I've got to right into the kind of corner here. So I do have to do this section next. So in there is our little kind of orchard. As you can see, it's I did cut this last time. So there's an apple tree there. Most of them are further on, but I've got to go back into here. You can see how huge some of these brambles are. I've just come into the very entrance here. It's going to be another couple of hours, I reckon, to do that bit. I'll have to do that in another video. A lot of apples on the tree there. I'd show you them, but I can't get over there because of brambles like that. Just crawling all over everything. Brambles and thistles. So the progress here is pretty cool. That's yeah, I reckon that's sort of 150 feet that way. I'm going to walk now from, see, I'll just do it from here. It's right on the edge of this bit. This is what we've done. All the way up to, oh, you probably can't see the edge now. My time-lapse camera is up here. Hopefully that worked. It's all the way up to here. That's my phone was doing a time-lapse, which hopefully has come out. Yeah, so that's about 2 hours work there. Yeah, very addictive. But that mulcher blade is just brilliant. It just turns everything to crumbs and bits. So I haven't really got anything to clear up now. It'll just break down. The idea here obviously is to get this to be grass, which would be a lot easier. But the brambles came back with such a vengeance that the grass didn't stand a chance. So hopefully it's got the rest of the summer now to try and establish itself. But the brambles will try and come back. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.